glad we coordinated today that we would both wear white shirts.
Yes, yes, I got the memorandum this morning.
To all the boys, to P.S. I Still Love You. Official sequel trailer numero dos. I love the first one. I was really surprised by how much I love that first one.
And I loved P.S. I Love You.
Which is even better.
Crossover.
Apparently, the director from the first one, who is a female, is not returning for this sequel. It is directed by a male. Weird thing to do in woke culture times, if you ask me.
Don't hire dudes anymore.
But this guy was the cinematographer of the first one, and he was also the cinematographer for all of The Haunting of Hill House.
Oh. Yeah.
So it's going to have a little bit of a horror edge this time around.
Totally lends itself.
You know what else would have been a good idea? Watching the first trailer.
Nah. Extra footage, let's go.
So who's this guy you're dating? His name is Peter, and he and Archie would be together present for a meet. He didn't even know she existed, but I mailed a secret love letter she wrote for him.
Did I talk to you?
Technically, she wrote 5. Anyway, he started fake dating to make his ex-girlfriend jealous.
She went nuts.
And cover up Laura Jean's real crush. And then
Good
everything got
recap.
weird, and they started real dating. They're totally real girlfriend and real boyfriend, and they are adorable.
Good recap.
That's cool, actually.
It's like that scene from Frozen 2.
Hey.
Hi.
Say it out loud with me. 11 o'clock.
11 o'clock, like always.
Have fun.
Not too much fun.
Sex.
I think this is from the real soccer team.
Sometimes I wish my boyfriend was more anonymous.
Heavy's the head that wears the crown.
Nope. That's your kind.
Oh, no. This is all you,
I
boo.
don't want
This
it.
is
I
all
don't
you.
want it, though.
That's for you.
This
John Ambrose
framed
McClary.
really well.
Oh my God.
Look at the lighting. I'm
I
surprised.
couldn't believe when I opened that letter and it was from you. It's been what, 5 years?
Uh-oh.
Hi.
Uh-oh.
What is going on in that head?
That's my girlfriend's birthday.
Remember when you asked me who got the other love letters?
know what
and
you
I
guys are
said
doing.
someone from Model Unit. He's actually volunteering with me. Thought I saw you.
Oh, I'm a jealous asshole
I'm
now.
gonna need that letter back.
I have proof that someone actually liked me in middle school.
Everyone liked you in school.
I didn't care about everyone.
Oh no, this is bad.
Why did I write these stupid love letters?
I think it's exciting.
I have a boyfriend.
Almost every one of my love affairs overlap with another one.
I thought having a boyfriend meant the idea of other boys left your mind completely. I
No.
didn't want to be thinking about what might have been, but I was.
I can stick around and help clean up. No, I think I can help my girlfriend clean up.
Maybe small. Gosh, to tell me what to do. I thought I wanted happily ever after. But we're still at the beginning. Nobody compares to you.
Damn it, Jacob, just let Edward and her be together.
Yeah, he kind of looks like Taylor Lautner if you stretched him out.
I've been trying to figure out what to do for my girlfriend's birthday because her birthday is 2 days before Valentine's Day, so it always has to be an event. Now I know what we're doing. Want to just watch another Netflix movie at home, babe?
Wanna
Is that
watch-
what you want to do?
Want to watch a movie about a relationship in peril over an accidental love triangle?
She's put me in this situation one too many times, calling me by other names. John, Andrew Gordon,
Kyle Eilerman,
Dead Meat James, Tyro,
Johnny Rome, Akasan.
You know, I actually really like this setup idea because this is kind of a more realistic version of what would go on with a couple of people in high school. I mean, I've met those people who are high school sweethearts. They got married and they lived happily ever after. I mean, the relationships always take a lot of work. But the idea of focusing more on that love is more than a feeling. It's a lot of action. It takes a lot of work. I think is something that's interesting to explore for a sequel because I thought that the first one was just it was cliche, sure, but it was a really well executed rom-com. So the idea of doing a sequel, I'm like, what the hell do you do for this? And I saw on IMDb that they're already in post-production on part 3. So
What?
I'm like, yeah, I'm like, there's a whole.
It's a franchise.
Is this a book series I didn't know about?
I
Yeah.
can't wait for the spin-offs to happen.
I think there's actually a good message to take away from something like this, especially if she ends up with the other guy.
Or, hey, maybe this is going to end in a polyamorous situation. Maybe this is going to be like a
we're
really
woke
progressive-
now.
Yeah, I just like the both of you. And if you two are getting along, as we see in that one shot of the trailer where they're, you know, like doing the bro hug, like, hey,
Yeah.
it could be a perfect love triangle.
I don't remember the first one well enough to remember who this character is that's coming back into her life, but also the consequences of those letters going out. I think it's cool to have that come back. This feels like
endless sequels out of it.
Surprisingly, this feels like a natural sequel. For some reason, I thought this would just be like forced, and well, from what we're getting so far, it's fun that you're going to see the relationship evolve. Noah Centineo and Lana Condor. It's funny because I was watching Marriage Story just yesterday, and I was like, yeah, that guy from Girls is the breakout star. And the guy from To All the Boys I've Loved Before is the breakout star of the movie. And when Lana Condor is an amazing actress. And I gotta say, too, like, even though they switched directors, granted it's just the trailer, it still feels like the energy and the vibe, the flair is all still there. Sometimes they do things where, like, we got the editor from the previous one to direct this. But I think transitioning the cinematographer to directing this is a fairly good step, especially because, you know, they're the ones working behind the camera, working the closest with the director in terms of framing and all that. I have faith that this will actually probably be a good one.
Yeah. And then eventually this can become like Saw, where like, yeah, everybody who's worked on the previous films is going to get a chance to direct one at some point, you know?
Pretty sure he's directing the third one too.
Wow.
Yeah.
Dude, he's just going to be the David Yates of All the Boys I've Loved Before.
And the guy playing John, Jordan Fisher, he's done a lot of work in television. I'm pretty sure he's like famous, so I'm sure the primary female demographic is very much excited that he is in this movie.
Very aware of who he is.
Yeah, and I think it's interesting that this film will be dealing a lot more with the jealousy theme that occurs as you encounter a young relationship. That's usually what happens.
And what happens after Happily Ever After.
Yeah, because they even had that moment in the beginning. Noah was at the locker room and girls were still sending him a bunch of stuff, even though he's taken and all that. My heart, it was taken. even though he's in a relationship, you know, you still have to deal with the fact that like some people are going to be attracted to your significant other and are going to try to pursue them. So it seems like both of the characters are dealing with that, but with Noah's character, it's more physical, and then with Lana's character, looks like there's a emotional risk. And I think speaking in averages, guys can get more jealous of physical attachment and girls can get more jealous of emotional attachment. I'm not saying it's like that for all guys
100%
and girls.
blanket statement.
Yeah, you know what?
It's
I
true
take
of
it
everyone.
back. John's right. 100%. I think this is a mature step. I'm excited to see what they got in store.
Well, and talking about the cinematographer from Haunting of Hill House taking this over, I mean, just like looking at a lot of the shots and colors, like I was starting to get the vibes just in the visual language that I would get in non-scary scenes from Haunting of Hill House, because there is a lot of like blue and green and like wood-based like settings and stuff that just took me back there.
Well, a lot of it felt like atmospheric lighting of whatever the lamps were that were in the rooms that were
Whatever
like
the
looking like
wallpaper.
natural illumination from what the light is in there. Yeah. Anyway, guys, are you excited for this? Are you rooting? She ends up with John in the end.
Team John or Team Peter?
Which one are you?
Which
Comment
biblical-
below. Hey, subscribe. Yay. Click that notification bell. Yay.
Like this video, yay!
Then you guys can check us out on our Patreon page where we do weekly Q&As, TV show reactions, stream along. Several have reaction highlights included, and he does music video reactions weekly. Yay! Hey! Patron of the day, shout out to Jake Stewart. If there's any man, any boy at our Patreon that I send letters to all the time, well, Patreon messages, it's you, buddy. You are the boy I've loved till this very moment.
Oh man,
There's no before here.
no.
Only now.
This is forever
You
love.
and I. Look at me, Jake. Look at me. I want to. You like an animal. Like a kangaroo.
Oh,
I want to kick you.
oh yeah, that'd be
That's what I
good.
get off
Yeah,
on.
it's kinky.
I want to kick you hard.
A little
Hard kicking.
slapping around a little bit, you know.
Kangaroos don't slap.
They can punch,
Yeah, they punch.
They punch and
'cause
kick.
Kangaroos are manly.
tail whip you. I mean, they are manly.
tail whip. I don't have a tail.
Well, you could just do it from the front, you know.
Oh, we should rehearse these shout outs.
No, we shouldn't.